Well, crazy as it is, we are already halfway through July. Yes, it is crazy. That being said, today I'm going to share my recent purchases throughout the last probably 3 to 4 weeks. The last recent purchases video that I published, which wasn't too long ago, and I will have that video linked, was purchases that were made in May and about halfway or maybe the 3rd week of June. So this video is not just the last couple of weeks, it's also towards the end of June. And let me remind you that every month I publish a newsletter where I share the purchases that I made and my husband throughout the whole month. And that newsletter usually goes out either the very end of a month or within the first couple of days of the new month. So please subscribe to my newsletter if you're not, and then you'll get a whole breakdown. And I put it in categories to make it easy for you to shop from. And if you go to the corresponding blog post, which is always the top link in the description box below, that will direct you to the blog post. That is always going to be your easiest place to shop from. And if you're visual like I am, you'll appreciate the photos that I share. Links to everything that I share with you today will be in the description box below, as well as on that corresponding blog post, which is your top link. If ever you can't find a link to something, please let me know. I will do my best to get it for you or find something else. We're always happy to help. So without further ado, let's dive into my recent purchases. We started buying a new bar soap, and I will share how this came about while staying at my sister's house in Pinehurst, North Carolina. She has a bar soap that I've really enjoyed. I've kind of fallen in love with, and Paul really likes it as well. So I ended up searching it by searching her cabinets to see what the brand was, and they're actually Kirkland, which I believe is sold at Costco. Now, we recently had a Costco open near us, but we are members of Sam's Club, and I haven't made the switch over, and I don't know that I will. I don't buy a lot at Sam's Club. I don't need a lot of bulk, so I just don't know if I have interest in switching over, and I don't believe I would have a membership at both places. But you can actually get this online, and what I like is they come in these individual wrappers. So I just pulled this one out because last night when I showered, I used up the bar that was in the shower. So this will go in there, and then I just love how they are all individually wrapped, which I would say most bar soaps are. Another new product that I tried for the first time last night is the L'Oreal Paris Ever Pure Sulfate-Free Color Care System Glossing Shampoo and Glossing Conditioner. This was a great product. I'm very funny about the lather. I need some lather, and this was a great texture. It lathered well. It smells good. So this is a keeper. You already know that there's a line by Matrix, a shampoo and conditioner that I've been using. So I will be switching between the two, and I will have the Matrix shampoo and conditioner linked, and then also these. But I definitely recommend this line right here if you are looking for a drugstore shampoo and conditioner. And I love that it is also a color care system, which is really important to me. And then don't forget that I use a purple shampoo that was recommended by my hairstylist to help keep the color from getting brassy. So I will have that shampoo linked as well. I tried a new drugstore foundation that I heard great things about. I'm actually wearing it today for the first time when I filmed this part. So I'll be honest with you, when I looked at some of my clips, I wasn't really crazy how it shows up in filming. compared to my Estee Lauder Double Wear, which is my tried and true and my favorite. The other thing is I feel like the color was a little dark. So this is the Maybelline SuperStay 24-Hour Skin Tint in the shade 220. Now I liked how it applied. I liked the application. I would say it's not as full coverage as the Estee Lauder. And I just don't believe it looks as good on camera. You let me know what you think. But I may pick it up in another shade and give it another go. And because I film my recent purchases video all throughout the month, I'm sure I'll be talking about this again. We'll see. You just keep watching. I also picked up a new lip liner to test out. Now again, don't forget how much I love my Palladio and Huda Beauty, but thought I would give this one a try. Did really like the texture. I love that it's a lip liner that you sharpen. That's very important to me. This is also by Maybelline, and it is called the Lifter Liner, and it is in the shade Peaking. Now, there's another shade I wanted to pick up. I think it's called Fine Line. I'm not really sure. I will put the name of it because I do intend on getting it, but the two places that I looked for it, it was sold out. So I may just end up doing an Amazon purchase. And again, probably sometime in this video, I will have that. But this is in Peaking, which is a nice shade, very similar to my Palladio Rose, but I feel like the Rose leans a little bit more cooler, and I believe the other one of this Maybelline lip liner will. I just need to get it and compare because this is a little warm for me. So this will be going back, but I plan on trying to find the other shade if it's Fine Line or whatever it's called, and then again this will be returned as well. And I'm going to probably try another shade of that to give it another fair shake. And then I heard about these NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balms. Wow, these are great. So today I am wearing Snuggle Season, I believe it is, Snuggle Season. This is a little warm for me. So again, a little warm. I'm more of a cool girl, so I haven't tried this one, but I will, and I will share when I'm filming this. And this one here is Swipe Sesh. So the goal is to try the other lip liner and then this shade with it. Now I did apply my Tarte Lip Plump, which really doesn't give me a plumping. It gives me a little bit of a minty taste or feeling, like a minty, but I don't feel a plumping. But I do know that when I shared my lip product in tutorial video last month, a lady did comment that she didn't like the plumping effect, which I don't really get. I just get more of that minty feeling. I know what that plumping effect feels like, but everyone is different, right? So I did top the balm with a little bit of the lip plump, the Juicy Lip Plump in Pearl. And that's really just because I just felt like this was too warm. I just didn't like it really with this here. And so I thought if I throw a little bit of gloss over top, but these are wonderful on the lips. I mean, wonderful. They're a balm, but they have color, and I love this, so I cannot wait to try this one. When my husband and I, in our family, all of our girls and grandkids, minus daughter number 4 and her husband who couldn't make it in, when we were vacationing in northern Michigan, we went over to Mackinac Island for a day, which is a favorite thing for us to do when we are vacationing up north, which is a Michigan term. I saw a couple different women on the island that I just loved their outfits. And I'll share with you, it's interesting because both of those women I saw checking out my outfit. Which just goes to show you, when you have similar tastes with someone, you're kind of scoping them out. And I love to do that. If I see, I really look for details. And I made a note of these tennis shoes, sneakers, whatever you want to call them, athletic shoes. I made a note of these in my notepad on my phone while I was on the island of this, the one, well, basically both women's particular look. I just notepadded what they were wearing because that inspires me to put together that look. And one of the ladies was wearing these New Balance shoes. So as soon as I got home, I jumped on to order a pair, and I love these. Now, I would not wear these for working out or my walking, but these would be to wear like with an outfit. I do have a couple of other just plain simple sneakers that are plain white that are great. I actually packed them with me. I didn't wear them that day. I don't believe, no, I didn't. But I really love this neutral look right here. I'm a size 8. These fit me perfectly. Now, when I buy shoes to work out or walk in, I go up a half size. I don't know what it is, but I somehow have impact that I end up getting, I end up sometimes having issues with my biggest toenail, because I like to keep my toenails more on the longer side. So I have found that I need to size up a half size for workout shoes, but not shoes that I will be wearing for fashion purposes. But yeah, love these. Coming back at you with a different look on a different day, I did pick up the other shade in the Maybelline Lifter Liner Lip Pencil. This is in the shade Fine Line, and that is what I am wearing today. So today I lined my lips and filled in my lips with this lip liner. And then I used the other shade of the NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balm in Swipe Sesh. This is a much more flattering shade on me because it leans more cool tones. So these are the two products I am wearing today. I did apply this with a lip brush right here. I did apply this with a lip brush. This is by Real Techniques. I believe it's discontinued, but I will have a couple of lip brushes linked below. I actually have a couple of different ones. So that's how I applied it, and again, a much flattering shade. Now, I will share that when I compare this to my Palladio lip pencil in Rose, you know, the one that I've been using for years in love, I would say that I still like the Palladio Rose to line my lips because it's not as moisturizing, but filling in my lips, I like to use a moisturizing lip pencil. And you already know by watching my lip cocktail video about the Huda Beauty Lip Contour 2.0 in muted pink. This is what a lot of times I will line or fill my lips in. This is a lighter shade than the Palladio, so you have to be careful not to have that, would it be like a 90s look maybe, when the lip pencil was very prominent, which possibly is the look that I had with the other cocktail. That is why today I chose to fill in. So I do love this as far as a filling in the lips, the Maybelline one, but still I feel like for feathering purposes, and I have oily skin, I would line with the Palladio lip pencil, then I would fill in, and I believe that these two shades are like identical. So filling in with this, it's going to be a little bit bolder look than this one. And then I do really love the texture of this NYX Smushy Matte Lip Balm. So it is matte, but it's a balm, so it's moisturizing. And so far, because I wore the other one, I do find the staying power to be pretty good. So I would recommend this. I love the texture. I'm not crazy about these types of tubes, but it's great for touching up. I think still using a lip brush to initially apply it and really get it in there is going to be my technique. And then obviously packing this with me on the go and reapplying. But a lot going on here. Links to all these things will be in the description box as well as on the corresponding blog post. About a month ago, Paul and I had our annual eye exams, and I shared with the ophthalmologist that I sometimes experience. I basically shared with her what I experience with the feel of my eyes at times, and I shared it just could be like tired eyes. She recommended a couple of products, one for redness because I do get up so early, so sometimes on makeup wearing days like today, I want something to kind of brighten the whites of my eyes, and she recommended the Bosch and Lam Lumifi, and this came in a little 2-pack. I like the size, so I opened one, I used it today, and then here's the second one. So I will keep one right down here, right there, where my makeup is, where I get ready, and then I will have a backup, which I think I will probably just carry with me in my little travel makeup case in case I need a little dose later on. This obviously is when I'm on the road. So she recommended that, and then she also recommended something for more of a dry eye, which I was already kind of familiar with. I will link that product below. I picked up a supplement. It's hyaluronic acid, which you'd be familiar with applying skincare products, that has hyaluronic acid in it, which would be like an active ingredient. But this was after one of you, who I believe is in her 60s, and hopefully you're watching, you'll know who you are, and please feel free to comment and take credit for it. But she mentioned that in a recent, this was in a video that I shared probably about a month ago as well, because my recent purchases and my empties videos are kind of ongoing. So it's not even July yet when I filmed this portion. But she shared that she started incorporating hyaluronic acid as a supplement and noticed a difference in her skin. And so I thought I'd give it a go. I'm only on about day 3 of using this supplement, and I am taking 200 milligrams per day. I believe she's taking 100 milligrams, but I did a little bit of searching and found that I can actually take up to, I think, like 240 milligrams and get great results. So this is 2 supplements to get 200 milligrams per day. I will keep you posted if I notice anything about the moisture in my skin. I do have oily skin, but that doesn't mean that we don't need to put moisture into our skin. So I love all things slowing down the process of aging. I can't say anti-aging. I'm not going to be able to stop anything, but I will, of course, keep you posted on this supplement that I added to the supplement repertoire, which is very grand, as you know, if you've been watching all these years. Let's, for shits and grins, apply the Tarte lip plump that I'm loving so much. And this one is in pink. Again, I also have it in pearl, which is clear. I love this product so much. Couldn't recommend it enough. So let's apply this and see how it looks over today's lip cocktail. I kind of dab it. I need a mirror. Hold on. Sorry, I am laughing about something as I'm applying this. Haley gets a lot of bloopers with my videos. You don't even want to know the last one. Just wait, December 31st, like always, my blooper videos. Okay, we're going to apply this. I like to dab it. That was a little excessive, but the mirror was dirty, okay? We have an excuse for everything. it has a coconutty smell, which I'm not a coconut fan, even like in a scent, but I don't know. This product, it just works. It just works. And again, I don't feel a plumping. I don't really feel a tingling. I feel like it's minty, like not in taste, but if you were to just, I don't know, like a minty texture. Is that such a thing? A minty texture? I'm trying to give a good description of the feel of this. I like it. It makes me feel like I have fresh breath, but on the lips. And you know, this is an oldie compact. I'll link it. It's the Charlotte Tilbury. It is a really great powder. I don't use it a lot, but it is I mean, clearly I have. It's in Airbrush Flawless Finish. Medium 2 Skin Perfecting Micro Powder. It really is a great powder. You know, I may pack this today. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to pack it, and we're going to pack that too. That's my bag to go on the road. I have church this morning. I will be leaving in about 1 hour. And later on today, we have a party to attend. Now, don't forget, I am filming this on what? June 29th. This portion. This is going to get long and lengthy as they do, but I know you guys like it because you're just my girlfriends, right? You're my friends. I love these little makeup bags that I picked up recently. I still have the tags on them. I bought these for a gift for my business manager, Haley. Her birthday was July 10th. And I have she is a great gift giver, okay? She has so many talents, that girl, but she is a great gift giver. But I feel she has an advantage because she edits my videos. She is so clued in to things I love, things I need or could use. Some of the best gifts I've ever received are from Haley. Well, it's difficult for me to gift to her because the landscape is much different. I'm not clued in to all the behind the scenes of her life, but I do know she loves fashion and I do know she loves beauty. So to me, those are shoo-ins, and she loves color. She loves print. I heard about these makeup bags from someone I recently ran into who was asking me if I had ever heard of some of these things. She said she found out about them from a YouTuber. So I jumped on the website. It's not a linkable site, so I get no kickback. So no sponsored. I don't work with anyone. No one wants to work with me. I'm not really an influencer. But the beautiful thing about these bags is they lay flat, so you can put whatever you want inside the bag. You zip it open and you can put inside whatever. This is the smallest one. I think it's called a mini, and I love the tassel. And then you can, again, put bigger products for travel in this one. And then the nice thing is they will slide in your handbag like this, which I think is so perfect. I know my handbags really well. Let me know if you want me to do an updated what I carry in my handbag when I'm going to be on the road, because I don't carry everything with me at all times. But you can slide these in and then they're easy to pull out. And then when you want to do a touch up, you can just set it flat either on your lap if you're in your car. And I love one of the best purchases that I made, which I made this purchase probably in May of last year before we went on our trip to Massachusetts, Martha's Vineyard, Nantucket, Cape Cod. I bought this wonderful makeup mirror for my car. Now my car already has a makeup mirror, but this is grander and there's something about it. I will have it linked. It is incredible. I love to do my makeup there. So you could set this on your lap and do any touch-ups that you need to. If you're out and you have a table you can set it on, you can set it flat, open it up, and you'll be able to see everything. This pattern, I don't know if this pattern print in color scheme is Haley, but it's me. And I try not to buy based on my preference because I don't believe that's what makes a great gift giver. I do have a video on how to be a great gift giver. Check it out. I'll have it linked. But there's so many patterns, including patterns, prints, textures. I just said, I'm going to go with what I love. If I had to pick out a print for me, this would be it. I love the feel of these too. They're kind of velvety. So I actually think by the time this video publishes, I will have picked these up for me. I believe they are extremely pricey. I had a hard time with that. I was like, are you kidding me? But I get it. It's a small business, so here I am supporting. But I'm not going to lie. I was like, this is a really splurgy piece, but to gift to someone else, I'm okay with that. I hope Haley realized the value of these and just didn't think, oh, she just ran to Target and picked up a couple cute bags for me that I probably didn't need. But oh my gosh, I love these. I want these exact ones. So probably by the time this video publishes again, I will have them. Well, yeah, I'll note in here somewhere if I did pick them up. Or let's just note that I did. I know I'm going to. Gotta love it. I don't need them, but I want them. And that happens sometimes. Let me know if that happens to you too. I'm sure it does. Okay. All right, moving on. This was such a beautiful and appreciated gift that I received about the end of June from a follower, subscriber, wonderful commenter. She has worked with me in coaching. Oh, this is a lady that I wish we lived by one another because we would go to lunch. We would walk together. We would do things together. There's a great connection that I have made with this wonderful lady. You know who you are. I could tear up just talking about you. But she sent me, or had sent to me, a gift, and it's these two books. And she shared that the gift is more for the grandchildren. These are so beautifully illustrated. Twirl, written and illustrated by Emily Lex. I will have this linked. I've never heard of Emily Lex, but oh my gosh. Watercolor artist, a longtime blogger, and author of Freely and Lightly. In whatever she does, Emily desires to shine a light on the beauty, goodness, and truth all around us so that we might see more clearly who God is in who we are. She resides outside the Seattle, Washington area with her husband and 4 children. Wow, I hadn't read that yet, but oh my gosh. Emily, if you get a chance to see this video, I am just in awe. I am just in absolute awe. This book here makes me think so much of my Junie and Marin. I mean, I look at it and I'm like, this is a Junie and Marin book, especially Junie. Marin's got a little bit, she's a second, so she's a little tougher around the edges. And then how precious for Mac build. Oh yeah, I just am in complete awe with these books. And I love books. I love gifting books to my grandchildren. I do all the time. And then I always write in them. And I love to read to them. And all my grandchildren are read to feverishly by their parents, their moms and dads, my daughters and my sons-in-laws, and I love to read to them as well. And then I haven't taken this out yet, but this is a little baking tea towel, and I love all the little creatives that Emily has on here, from a butter dish to measuring spoons, an apron, a rolling pin, a whisk, mixing bowls, all the things that you could use for baking. And it's 100% cotton flour sack. And I love it. I love it. I'm probably picking up a reflection there. So thank you. Thank you to my lovely friend. I feel so blessed to have. There's several ladies that I have made such a strong connection with, and it's interesting. I literally have thought about creating a kind of a woman's mastermind that I curate with specific women, and what I find is they're all similar. They're all a lot like me, and they're similar in their thought processes, their lifestyle choices. We're just so much alike. They're kindred spirits. And some of them I haven't talked to in forever, but I have like this list of ladies that if I could bring us all together, we would just be the greatest unity of friends. So that is something I may have to look into doing because, yeah, I think a lot of us are looking for that female connection, especially in the season of life that I'm in. And this group of women together would just be the ultimate, the ultimate. So that got off on another topic, but as you can see, I do have a big loving heart, and I'm so appreciative. So never neglect to see the blessings in the small things. I mentioned Haley, my business manager, earlier, and how she is such a great gift giver. So I thought I would share some of the things she gifted me for my birthday, which was at the beginning of June. Now, again, I'm filming this portion, dressed like this, June 29th. So shortly after really right before, actually the day before I left is when she gifted me my gifts before I left for family vacation. So when I filmed this part of today's video, I have only been home exactly 1 week today. So one of these items I haven't used yet, and that would be this label maker, which it sounds like, which again, she's thinking of my note cards because she sees some of the rickety rackety things that I do, and she's like, I can streamline and optimize this for you, Tracy. So one of the gifts she gave me was this label maker, which attaches, I believe, right to your computer. So the device can be inserted right into my laptop, and I can print labels right from my computer, which is genius and easy, which is exactly what I need. So I haven't had the opportunity to use this, but I look forward to it. I look forward to it. And I can think of so many. I love labeling anyway. I love to have, and she already knows that. So this will be put to use soon. And then, oh, I still have her little card here. You're a ray of sunshine. I love that. And I do keep those cards. Another thing she got me, which I've already put to use, everything else has been put to use, is these little travel vitamin containers or pill containers. So you just squeeze them. Do I have the right side? Yes. You just squeeze it like on the side, and you can put your vitamins or your prescription medication in there, tuck it in your handbag. So what's nice is you know how I store my vitamins in the long Sunday through Saturday. Well, if I only have 1 or 2 rounds of taking supplements left for the day and I'll be on the road, I don't want to take that whole thing. So I can just throw them in one of these or take a couple. So this was great. I actually have 1 packed for later today. So that's great, already been put to use. The other thing that she got me was this whole bag full of these travel hangers that fold up like this, which is so genius. And they unfold to look like this. So they go like this, that, and then they close up like that. And there's maybe a dozen or more in here. I'm not even sure, but I used these on my vacation. Now again, she gifted me these the day before I left, but I still had all of my hanging clothes on a garment rack, so I swapped them out and took them. As you know, if you follow me, I don't remove my clothing. Well, I do. I remove my clothing from the hangers that I have in my closet, which I will have linked. I remove them and then I put them on metal hangers that I save from the dry cleaners. Well, and then that's how I store them. And then I put them in a garment bag and I fold the garment bag over. That way they're good to go. I just take them out, hang them up when I get to my destination. It has been a great new method. I will never go back to taking them off. It streamlines everything. Paul does it now too. So I swapped out those dry cleaning metal hangers for these, and they are a little thicker, so you do have to watch that, but it was perfect for this vacation. So I love it, and what a great gift. She also got me this little unit, which I didn't end up taking with me because I wasn't, again, had I gotten this earlier when I started packing and had more time to think it through, but I will be using this. So this wraps around, I think, your hanger. She can always insert a picture, and you can attach whatever you want here. So you could do your undergarments, you could do jewelry, silk scarves, which I love, belts, whatever you want to hang that's going to go inside your garment rack, and this will just go on a hanger, which is perfect. So love that. The other thing that I didn't take on this trip, again, more of time this past vacation, is this hanger division safe. But she did show me how you use it. And it came in this little bag, but basically this goes on one of the hangers. So again, one of the hangers that I showed you, and it goes inside a piece of garment. Okay, so if you have a blazer, a blouse, a dress, this will be up inside, and then what it is it opens up and you can stash in this pocket here valuables. Okay, so let's say you're traveling overseas or traveling by plane, you're staying in a hotel. This will hold your valuables, and they're hidden inside there. So I love this, and it will definitely be put to use. I love travel stuff. I love all sorts of little things like I've shared in recent videos. So this was great. I love it. Haley knows me, and she is such a great gift giver. I use everything and love everything that she gifts me. Picked up another vitamin C supplement. I buy a time-released vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams, and I take 2 per day. So I take 2,000 milligrams per day, which is about the highest dosage you can take, and I have for years. Purchased Saravee Skin Renewing Night Cream. You know I talk often about the Cetaphil Moisturizing Lotion. Well, I recently decided to add some hyaluronic acid into my skincare routine, and I decided to do that in a moisturizing cream. And this Saravee does have hyaluronic acid, and it has the one that I was looking for, which is sodium hydroxide. I think that's right, if I can read it right. The sodium hydroxide form of hyaluronic acid. So this has great reviews, and I know that my dermatologist is a big fan of the Saravee and Cetaphil line. Picked up some new grooming scissors. My old ones were dull, and I had my husband take them out in the garage and try to sharpen them like he does knives, but they still just did not work. Where do I use my grooming scissors? Well, to trim my eyebrows and also to trim nose hair. And I take the point and I go right up into my nose to clip all of the hairs. So I use a magnifying side of one of my makeup mirrors, and that is the technique. I'm not sensitive in doing it. I'm comfortable doing it. And that is just my preferred method. I don't tweeze nose hairs. I just go up and clip them. That is a pet peeve of mine, is with men, is when you can see nose hairs hanging out. Let me know if you feel the same way. I know men kind of get away with hairy parts a little bit more than us ladies do. I mean, you know, I shave my arm. I shave it all. Well, you know, yeah, to some degree. My grooming is very well maintained. We'll just leave it at that. If you want a video on that, let me know. I'm sure you will. But you know, I've shaved my arms ever since I was a teen because I was just a hairy monster. I like things shaved. You know, I dermaplane my face. I come down and I dermaplane. I don't like hair. I don't like when I can see peach fuzz, even on a woman. I feel like that one beauty technique could make such a big difference. And I don't know if they realize in certain lighting, you can really see it. Same with arm hair. In certain lighting, you can just see arm hair. And I'm personally not a fan on women. But with men, it is a pet peeve when you can actually see like the hair hanging out. And I know that there's nose trimmers. I believe my husband has nose trimmers. I believe that's what he uses. He's pretty good about all of his grooming. I will give him that. And I'm pretty sure that is what he uses, is an electric or battery operated nose trimmer, but I don't feel the need for that. But definitely having grooming scissors is very important. UMP Protein Powder in Cookies and Cream. You know I always talk about this. I have been incorporating UMP Protein Powder from Beverly International for over 20 years maybe, or around 20 years. And I used to be a distributor, but then I just got sick of having that be one of the streams in my business. But when I was mainly a health and wellness coach and I trained clients in the community and worked on nutrition plans personally with clients in the community, I was a distributor and I sold a lot of this. And then when I first started here on the online space, I also did, but I got out of that. It was great because I got such a big discount where now I just buy it on Amazon. But I have no desire to try any other protein powder because anytime I have, I've shipped it back. So we just stick with tried and true, and that's how Tracy does things. I mentioned the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder in medium 2, which I've had forever and kind of forgot about it, but did definitely put it to use because as you can see, we've hit pan on it. Well, and I mentioned I need to try this again. Well, I did today. This is what I used over top my foundation to set it. So typically I use, as you know, if you've been watching and following, the Laura Mercier Loose Setting Powder in Translucent. I've used this for years. Well, I decided not to use this today and instead to use this. And while it gave me more coverage, because this is a powder, this is not like a setting powder. There's actually a color to this because it's in shade 2, which is medium. But I set it. I mean, I took a sponge, my Laura Mercier sponge, and I did what I typically do with the Laura Mercier powder. And again, a little bit fuller coverage, but not cakey by any means, but I loved it. I loved it. In fact, I'm producing less oil. Usually by the time I finish my makeup application, I've already developed some oil and I have to go in and use my NARS, which I have these all over the place, even the old one, the old packaging, my NARS Translucent Light Reflecting Setting Powder. This is the setting powder that I use when I'm completely done. I have to watch it because this one is a little bit broken. My intact one is already upstairs in my little makeup case for on the road. I typically use this powder for touch-up on the road when I have oil. There's no color to it. It's translucent. It has some light reflecting things. It is a product that if it ever got discontinued, I would not be in a good place. So that's how many years under my belt I have using it. Again, this is the old packaging. and there's still a little bit in here as well. But when I'm completely done with my makeup and hair, and I do makeup before hair, I'm usually pretty greasy by then, and I will go in and do a light round of this to take care of that grease. I didn't have to do that today by using the Charlotte Tilbury powder. It kept my face mattified. So, wow, I am so thankful that this happened how organically it did, and I had the opportunity to try this powder again because, I mean, I can't even recall if I liked it before. So, wow, yes, this is going right here, and it will be continued to get used. So, I mean, you can tell when I film this video that I have different looks. So I don't know, does my skin look better than in maybe other parts of the video? Well, I would say the part where where I just got done talking, I have the white V-neck t-shirt on with the linen blazer over top. That would have been my typical rotation where I would have used the Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. So yeah, you let me know, but boy, I really, really like it. That was great that that happened. Let me also share this look right here is first day hair not styled. So I washed my hair yesterday in the afternoon about 4 p.m. Washed it, put all my product on that I do post clean hair, slept with it, and this morning clipped it up while I did my makeup, took the clips out and just kind of moved things around in position and sprayed these little pieces in place, and we're done. So no tools were applied, no brush was applied. This is just clean, unstyled hair. And sometimes I just nail it. I did take today off from a workout, and often when I do with clean hair, I can get away with a not having to style my hair day, which is always a win to celebrate. Another thing Haley gifted me for my birthday that I love, I just love everything she does, she gets, but this little case, which here's the back of it. So there's this little pen or pencil case that wraps around whatever you want to wrap it around. So, I mean, I could wrap it around my purpose-driven life journal that I implement every single day. I could wrap it around my habit tracker, whatever I want to wrap it around, but I keep highlighters, pens in there. I've got a Sharpie in there, a pen, a couple different types of pens. Yeah, this is what I have in this particular one. Because there's two journals here. There's this one here. Let's take it out, that I love. These are my kind of take inventory on myself for a couple different things that I'm working on. And then this little one here that was gifted to me by one of you. So, and I have, oh, look at that. I actually have a devotional in here. Which one was I holding on to? Oh, this one. Sunday, July 6th. Yeah, I have a devotional in that one. So, but yeah, this is just a little zip. Put whatever you'd like inside. Oh, I need to take that out. And close it up. And then you can see this, but this is how I keep it. I will have these linked. I don't know if that one's available because that was a gift, but I will have this journal that I use linked. I'll also throw my God goals, growing and glowing. And stay tuned. Coming up, I will be doing a book study on the purpose-driven life. It's a 12-week study that you can do with me, and we will be dissecting this. So I look forward to having you along for that. And registration for that will open here in the next probably couple of weeks. I would say right around maybe first couple of weeks of August, if not earlier. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, I love this little case. So thank you, Haley. Well, there you go. Be sure to check out the links in the description box below as well as on the corresponding blog post. Let me know what your favorite item was that I shared today or anything you have on your radar to pick up. Share it with us. We'd love to hear. Check out my recent Hot Topic, yes, Hot Topic YouTube videos. Last week, just a few days ago, I shared my thoughts on being billed for being a no-show at a wedding that you RSVP'd to. Yes, $240 getting that bill in the mail. What do you think of that? Check that video out and feel free to weigh in because I encourage you to do so. And then last week I also spoke on the hot topic or hot drug GLP-1s. If you want to hear my thoughts, am I a supporter of those? Check out that video. You may be surprised. And then my video on paralysis by analysis, because you're doing so much of your homework, so much research on something that you heard about, whatever the hot topic is, the latest diet, the latest drug, the latest quick fix, and then you start to do your research, or maybe you have an upcoming procedure, treatment, or surgery, or you're thinking about getting something done, and I don't know, so let me research it, and then you get nothing done because it's all so confusing. Check that video out too. All right, thanks for being here, and I will see you right back here on Friday. Be sure to be watching me on Instagram stories too if you like those hot topics and me sharing some of the things I love. All right, take care.